Hello and thank you for coming. I would like to remind all of you.
Gosh darn it, Jerry.
Where's our light person?
I was gonna tell Leslie that the light person quit a month ago, but that's when I started my new clothing line, Tommy Swag. That's swag with a price tag. You can find it at www.leslienoteforcitygov.gov. I'll go check in the back. I think they went back there.
When I first got into tech, I was really new at it. I hadn't ever done it like in middle school or anything. And so I started out with the spotlights for the musicals. And then I became friends with the previous stage manager, and she was scouting and decided that I would be a good person to be the next stage manager after she left. So she helped me train how to do it, and I helped her with the spring shows. I'm essentially in charge of everyone that's backstage. I make sure that they're moving the props where they're supposed to, and I'm also in charge of the actors, making sure that they're quiet, they're not messing with the set, and that they go on time. For me, it means to be a leader of a group of people who maybe aren't seen the most and aren't talked about the most and aren't highlighted, but that work really hard and do their jobs well. My goals for the tech career in the future is to work backstage with stuff. Even if I can't do backstage stuff with engineering, maybe like volunteer backstage for community shows or whatever, because it's a really big part of my life that I don't want to give up.
April, get the emergency lights. April, please.
What is happening? My meat cooker is not working! I was enjoying my day, relaxing and leaving all the work to Leslie. All of a sudden, my meat cooker turned off, and as a whole, my day has been subsequently ruined.
As I was saying, I would like to remind all of you that I, Leslie Knope, am running for City Councilwoman. Thank you. I plan to represent the city of Overland Park not only for the wonderful parks, but for the even more wonderful people. Okay, let's start the town hall meeting. Does anyone have any questions or requests?
Actually, the grass in the parks has been very long for quite a while, and since spring is coming, it's going to start growing a little bit faster, so I was wondering if we could get that cut.
Thank you for your concern. As candidate for City Councilwoman and Deputy Director of the Overland Parks and Recreation Department.
Leslie, got the power back on.
Yes, my meat cooker's working!
We will make sure to visit the park as soon as the town meeting concludes.
This park has always been one of my favorite parks.
Well, I think it stinks.
Everyone has different opinions, April.
Well, yours is stupid.
I always like this park, but when are you guys planning on fixing this grass situation?
Oh, don't worry, it'll be mowed soon. I have an in with the mowing company.
Behind the scenes of his high school life, Parker Larson has been running Larson Lawn and Landscape with his family and friends. While many student startups don't go far, his business continues to find success.
So my lawn service business consists of mowing lawns, doing landscape work, so I will rebuild landscapes or build new ones, put down mulch, things like that. I also do lawn aeration and seeding, which is like helping people's grass grow. I'm the owner of the business. I do a lot of the work, and then I run the finances of the business and do all the scheduling. Last summer I was up to 35 clients a week, and then for aeration and seeding, normally in the fall I get about 60 clients.
With me, it's a lot more relaxed. I can kind of pick when I want to work, how many yards I want to do in a day. He's really lenient with what I do. Other kids don't get to pick their schedule. They're forced to work on like specific days. It's way better than working at McDonald's or a fast food restaurant for your first job.
I'd mow a few lawns a week just for him, or he would send me the lawns and I'd go do them. So I just help him out doing the lawns. Some days I'd go with him. Basically, you get there, you unload all your stuff, and then you mow the yard. And then after you're done mowing, you weed eat, and then you just blow all the grass off, like the sidewalk, the driveway, any walkways that there are.
While Larson's business may be successful now, it took years of work for it to get where it is today.
When Parker was 14, he started already talking about what kind of car he wanted to have when he turned 16. And so we had told him, whatever you save, we will match that towards a car. Never really thought he would do much with it, but he was determined.
He started just mowing like the neighbor's lawn, because we had an older gentleman was our neighbor, so he mowed his lawn, and then eventually he started like passing out flyers to the neighbors, and it just kept growing and growing.
Pretty much as soon as he started his business as his next door neighbor, we were one of his early conquests. Quality can be defined so many ways, and on virtually all of those counts, I give Parker a high score. I particularly appreciate how well Parker learns from every experience. I love talking to him about not just his business, but life, and it's especially gratifying to see how he wants to learn every time he does a different job for us.
I think my favorite part of the job is being able to have a responsibility that's pretty big for a high school student, and being able to manage and learn how to manage people and talk to people that are older than me.
I'm pretty impressed with his commitment to it and his ability to talk to people. I think that'll serve him well throughout life, to be able to talk to people older than him and in the job world.
Once he leaves for college, he said that me and his brother are going to kind of take over the business almost when he's gone, and then over summer he's going to come back. So me and Owen will be splitting however many yards he has between the two of us and making sure that everything looks okay.
I think if you're going to do it, you got to go all in. You don't just dabble in it. You got to be committed, hardworking, be open to any suggestions from other people, and don't let rejection turn you away from starting the business. Just go for it, I think.
As Larson moves on and leaves his business to his family, he plans to use the skills he's learned to find success in life. This is Allie Brenneman and Nathan Fortune for Husky Headlines.
So the mowing company is caught up right now, but I assure you that the grass will be mowed.
Can we leave now?
No, April. We still have this poor woman's issue to fix.
Leslie, I hate this.
Leslie, it's really hot outside, and I think it's ruining my suit.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No one would ever buy your borderline Goodwill clothing.
I don't think your suit's gonna get ruined. Oh my gosh!
What?
Serving as leaders of the cross-country, track, and swim teams respectively, seniors Grant Wood, Harrison Snell, Shane Fredrickson, and JP Larson have grown closer through their love for athletics and competition.
We met primarily through doing cross-country together. That's kind of how we all got to know each other, because every single one of us did cross-country. Just being the same age on the same team and going on these runs together, getting to talk to each other, we just became friends, you know? It's just a really strong friendship.
Outside of school, especially during season, we do watch a lot of Overwatch League together. We get together and watch a lot of esports like that. We also hang out. We play a lot of pool at various people's houses. Food is always a positive, but most of the time that we're together is during practices, so we already spend so much time together that outside of that, it's really Friday nights and weekends we'll get together and hang out and just kind of kick around someone's house.
Not only do they have fun together, they have helped each other improve their athleticism and have pushed each other to be better every run.
It's made me a lot more confident, just in myself. And also, it's given me a lot better work ethic. Having this group of guys that every day we all just work towards a common goal, whether it's a new PR or say what it was in cross country this year, taking the team to state.
I'd say it's been a privilege because I've been able to see ups and downs of each team and kind of been a contributing part of those things. This year, obviously, we were the fastest cross-country team in school history for the guys. So being able to say I was a part of leading this group, being able to be on the top 10 board, you get to see what you put in, you see the rewards.
While you're running, it's a very mental game to keep your form going, keep one foot after another, running forwards, and having kids next to you who understand that hard work and having guys who you consider brothers next to you who can not only relate to what you're doing but are suffering through the same thing and going on anyways. So it's definitely a huge morale booster in our group.
Personally, I guess I just kind of figured out who I wanted to be and who I was instead of trying to be someone else, and having those guys who were just like me made that easier.
I think that we all have just become more confident and outgoing. I think we all just really more so became the people that we always were. We became that in just a more outspoken way. We all just really came into our own over the course of these years.
I just hope that they get to where they want to be, that they find something in life that they truly enjoy, and that they keep pursuing it with the same fire and the same determination that I've seen them pursue just high school athletics with. So I hope they find something in their life that they enjoy that thoroughly, that they're willing to put everything aside and just chase after that dream.
I'd certainly hope in the future we stay close with each other and maybe we'll do some races together in the future. Maybe we'll get into marathons or something, or maybe we'll end up living close to each other, training together. I'm really lucky to have been friends with them all these years. It's really had a great impact on my life. They've been great influences on me and they've helped me out a lot. So, I love them. It's gonna be sad to see them go, but I know we'll see each other in the future, so.
While their names on the record board may one day fade away or be surpassed by others, Wood, Snell, Fredrickson, and Larson will not forget the memories they shared as teammates and friends. This is Melanie Wilkins and Ben Johnson for Husky Headlines.
Maybe we shouldn't stand in the middle of the sidewalk.
You're right. Let's move out.
Andy?
Who?
Oh my god, Andy! What are you doing? Both of his legs are broken.
Who's Andy?
Andy's my boyfriend, and he is playing softball with both of his legs broken.
He's the only adult out there, but he's the worst one out there.
After contributing to 10 great years with the last 4 on the varsity squad for the Northwest softball program, seniors Abby Bishop and Haley Shin celebrate their final year in Northwest athletics.
Softball's helped me grow throughout the years just by being able to stay in a sport the whole time and just like have something to go outside of school and like take any of like my stress or my worries. I can go and get rid of them out on the softball field, and I think that's so like helpful, especially through like high school or like stuff in general. Like, you know, you get stressed about that stuff, and to be able to have like an outlet to get rid of all that.
I think I've grown most in the mental aspect of the game. I struggled a lot in my freshman, sophomore years about if I make an error, kind of getting in my head and making 5 more errors in a row. And I think that just the more you play, the more you realize that softball and baseball and all sports are games of failures, and you have to kind of overcome those failures and try to find something positive.
I've seen them develop a lot as leaders, and I've seen my sister become more of a vocal leader, and I've seen Abby become a lot more encouraging and uplifting to others. Both of them have just held themselves together, and they're like the glue to our team.
As they've gotten older, they've grown in their strength, their speed, the natural things as athletes that you do, but their love for the game has grown. They put all in all the time. They're both extremely competitive, they're hard workers, and they just give a lot of themselves to the game that they love a lot.
Both Bishop and Shin share love for softball, but also have taken on another sport during their high school careers.
I think it's helped me a lot. I know on the basketball aspect of things, it moves a lot faster than softball. So when it comes to softball season, I'm in really good shape. I'm able to use the footwork I have in basketball and use it in softball.
Becoming a two-sport athlete, I think they each bounce off of each other. One helps the other. Like with volleyball, you have to be quick. You have to be quick on and off the court. And it's the same with softball. Softball, I think, is a little more laid back. It's not as fast-paced, but I've learned stuff from softball that I can incorporate onto volleyball and vice versa.
Players who are involved in multiple sports, they get things from both sports that ultimately help them as an athlete playing the other sport. And I think if you only play one sport, you just stay in the same mode all the time. I think some of the best athletes I've ever had are multi-sport athletes.
Bishop and Shin are sad to leave the team they've been a part of for so long, but are looking forward to the next chapter in their lives.
It kind of sucks when you love a sport so much and having to hang up your cleats, and just being able to continue for another 4 years and doing something I love while also getting a really good education is something that I'm really excited for and I'm really grateful for.
It's actually really exciting because, you know, like after your high school season and your summer league, you're not done. Like you get to keep playing for like a few more years, and that's so exciting.
Abby's a wonderful pitcher and has so many good skills, and Haley is very clean with all of her plays, and I think they're going to excel.
Through the years, that desire to play and that desire to want to be the best has always been a part of them. They have the opportunity to go to 2 schools and make a huge difference in the programs that they're going to be a part of because of their competitive nature, their work ethic, their desire to be the best they can be every day. They're just remarkable teammates.
Bishop will be attending Central Methodist University, and Shin will be going to Rockhurst University. The girls will keep their high school sports memories close to heart. This is Nick Swiden and Ryan Blank for Husky Headlines.
Oh, hey, Ann, I was just telling these kids about Mouse Rat. Mouse Rat is a band name that I came up with in my treehouse. It's had a lot of names, but Mouse Rat's the best one right now. I broke my legs a few weeks ago when I tripped on the grass in the park, but those healed, so I'm gonna go back to promoting Mouse Rat.
Mouse who?
Andy, what are you doing here?
Mouse Rat is my band, and we're really good.
What's the dumbest band name I've ever heard?
Andy, why are you telling kids about Mouse Rat?
Because, Ann, Mouse Rat is the best band ever, and I need the money, so I was thinking I could give these kids some lessons.
Could you excuse us for a second?
Ugh.
Senior Portal Harold has formed a love for band and percussion since middle school. Since then, she has spread her love for the music by teaching students with special needs to play.
When I quit soccer in middle school, my mom said, you have to do something with your life. You can't just sit around and watch TV. So she was like, do you want to play flute? And I was like, do you want to play clarinet? I was like, And she was like, do you want to play drums? And I was like, okay. So then I started playing drums, and I didn't join band until I was a freshman.
I asked Porter to teach drum lessons her sophomore year. I had some students that needed some extra lessons and were looking for a teacher, and I thought of Porter right away because of her kind, caring spirit.
I teach 3 students who have special needs. One of them is a freshman here, one of them is in 8th grade at Oxford, and one of them is in 6th grade at Oxford. And then I have one student who does not have special needs, and he is a freshman here.
A lot of people have asked me how Porter's first drum lesson went, and I think they expect me to say, oh, she was kind of learning and she was really nervous. She was nervous because she wanted to do all the right things and inspire these students. She really already had an understanding on how to teach those students, and she wanted to get to know them right away. Her first lesson was actually one of the best first lessons I've ever seen a student give. It was great.
Harold is not only a teacher to her students, but she is a close friend to them as well.
These kids are her buddies, and she goes to their performances, whether it's a band concert or one of the students was in a musical and she went to his musical. And after his musical, the family invited her back to their home to have cake, and she did that. They have a birthday party. Whatever they are involved in, she is there for them.
She's really taken time to get to know them and cares a lot about what they care about. There are some kids that really care about baseball, and so she'll find ways to incorporate baseball into her lessons. I think that's something that's really special.
She helps me with playing.
I just could burst when I think about how happy she is when she walks through the back door after tutoring them, and one of them, finally gets, something that she's been trying to teach them, or a piece. They've been able to play the piece all the way through, and she's just so thrilled for them.
I just hope that they can continue to grow and be happy and continue to love what they do and just have a great time. One of my students I mentioned is in 8th grade now. He's going to go into the high school band, and one of them's already in the high school band, and I see him in the pit, and he's so happy. So I just really hope that they stay happy and they stay loving percussion.
Harold plans to go to K-State to pursue a mechanical engineering degree and hopes to play in the marching band. This is Abby Laux and Melanie Wilkins for Husky Headlines.
And you need to go home.
And I will. I just need to advertise first.
Well, at least wait until you get off your boots.
Fine. I'll sit here then.
Sorry about him. He's a little out of whack right now.
That's okay. Now, ma'am, can you please show me where the overgrown grass is?
I have lived in Overland Park for almost my entire life. When I received the prestigious award of Deputy Director of the Overland Parks and Recreation Department, I knew why I was on this earth. Because without no parks, there is no fun. And fun is my middle name.
Yeah, it's right over there.
So is this the site?
Yes.
I think this grass is just a waste of our time. Its only purpose is to feed the belly that's supposed to be in my belly.
Is everything about food, Ron?
Leslie, since the dawn of time, men are supposed to do 3 things: eat, drink, and sleep. We can't sleep due to it being daytime right now. We can't drink because, well, so we might as well just eat.
Okay, forget it, Ron. Tom, make a note that this grass is too high and no children should be playing in the weeds, and that the city should be responsible until this grass is mowed.
Listen here, the parks are nice and all, but Tommy Gunn here has to play the game, the clothing game. So when I hear Leslie tell me to do stuff, I think to myself, my clothes are gonna rule your day, peasant. I tell myself that every day in the mirror.
Repeat that back to me.
Children are to be held accountable for all weeds.
Okay. Well, Tom, when do you think the last time this grass was mowed?
Honestly, probably not since my freshman year in high school.
So what is a piece of freshman advice you would give to yourself?
I would tell myself not to put in effort where other people don't put effort in back.
Don't use Slater. Do the homework. Don't fail computer apps online over the summer.
Take easier classes to start high school, and then work your way up and just see where you are.
You don't have to run to class to be on time.
Don't be so loud in the hallways.
Has that changed?
Shut up! Okay, senioritis is a real thing, and it will hit you hard, so prepare for it.
Don't be afraid of getting involved because it's not that bad.
Keep your expectations low because you'll probably be disappointed.
Learn how to dance, because you don't want to be that awkward one that's just standing next to your date when she's dancing and you just don't know what you're doing. Because it's really awkward, and that happened to me. But now I know how to dance, so it'll work.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
Go to school on time. Maybe Miss Hogan is always right, even when she's wrong. And don't eat the pizza.
Don't do something just because your friends are doing it.
To walk fast in the hallways and know which side to walk on, because some people just don't know how to walk and you can get trampled in the hallway.
Get involved with as much stuff as you can, as fast as possible. Because I started doing a lot of stuff my junior year that I wish I had done freshman year. That was deep.
If you have one friend, don't get too stressed out. Take some deep breaths and it's gonna end up being okay.
Throw out the sparkly Uggs.
Not get in so many car accidents. 4. Join pubs.
I'd say play as many sports as possible if you feel like you can.
Just relax. School isn't actually that hard. I have a lot more fun than I had.
Actually, like, match your clothes. Don't just walk into school looking like a bum every day.
Neon?
No, okay, neon's atrocious, and I never got into that.
Drop all your friends and make better ones.
Okay, everyone, since the grass situation is taken care of, it's time to work on my campaign. I've asked all of you to do one thing. So, Tom, how's my website?
Working on it.
Awesome. Okay, Ron?
Leslie has master puppets for her campaign, and I refuse to do anything that impacts my lifestyle. However, Duke Silver will be making an appearance. Leslie, I've done for you and your campaign more than anyone else has accomplished in the existence of humanity.
Thank you, Ron. April?
What?
Did you order the campaign signs I asked you to?
No.
I asked you to do that a month ago.
I'll get it done.
And
what was I supposed to be doing?
Just be supportive.
Yay, Leslie.
Where's Jerry?
I think he's sick.
Jerry was supposed to order the photographer.
Gosh darn it, Jerry!
April, go get a new photographer.
While many Northwest seniors take art for just an elective credit, senior Katie Henry has taken the art of photography to a whole new level during her last 2 years of high school.
My dad is really into photography, so he would kind of like hand me down old cameras of his, and I would just like take pictures of random stuff like my dogs and my friends, and it really started to pick up junior year actually, but I've always been playing around with a camera.
Honestly, I've been inspired because I've been amazed to see some of the photographs she's created. I've tried to create photographs for years and years, and then Katie comes along, and I know she's worked hard at it, but it seems like in a minute amount of time, she's creating some really nice photographs, and I'm always just stunned.
It's helped me like become closer with my friends, because that's who I mostly take pictures of, and people I'm not really close with, because there will be people I just want to take portraits of because I think they're like photogenic looking, and it's helped me like teach myself how to like be more comfortable in my own skin.
Katie's a very talented photographer. When you're working with film, you don't get to preview your image. You have to have a real understanding about how light works with the camera, how to operate the camera, and she's worked and worked and worked to get really good at that. And she's very accomplished in knowing how light reacts on skin and playing around with shooting in different times of day, different types of light. I feel like she's mastered an aspect of that not all students get to while they're in high school.
It's just tapped into some of her creative thoughts, and I think it makes her look inward and try to decide what kind of, art or photographs that she wants to create. She's trying to capture like kind of the essence of a person. She's trying to see people for what's inside of them and kind of bring it out a little bit.
I'm really hoping my work is showing people how to like be confident, and maybe it's helping others feel better about themselves, because I just see a lot of like Photoshop and airbrushing with like Facetune and all of that stuff, and I just want people to feel more comfortable in their skin.
As she heads off to the University of Kansas, Henry plans to continue expressing herself and empowering those around her with photography, whether it is through a career field or a hobby.
I know she's interested in art and is going to pursue some type of art degree in college, and I think photography will always be a part of that, whether it's a hobby or it becomes part of whatever she does to make a living. I'm pretty sure that she'll always have some cameras and a dark room somewhere in wherever she lives.
My wish or message for Katie moving into this next stage of her life is that she's able to find balance in life, that she can find something that she can make a difference in the world, which I know is important to her, but also feed that creative side of her. So no matter what field she goes into, as long as she can hit those things, I think she's going to live her dream life.
While Henry is unsure of whether she will pursue photography as a career, it will continue to have an impact in her life for many years to come. This is Peter Educate and Mary Kianania for the last time for Husky Headlines.
All right, team, it's almost time. I need to minimize my mistakes, so tell me what I can improve on.
I think it'd be kind of cool if you changed your name to something like Leslie Dope or Leslie Vuitton.
Thank you for the input, Tom.
You have a hard time taking criticism.
I do not.
And my band is twice as good as yours.
I don't even have a band. And how did you even get in here?
Came to complain about the grass because I tripped.
That's fair.
This is ridiculous, okay? Leslie needs our support. If she has any chance of winning, she needs to have a strong team behind her. No offense, Tom.
My favorite thing about softball is just getting a bond and connection with all my teammates. It's really fun to be in the dugout cheering for teammates when they're up to bat, and then also I just love the game itself.
My favorite thing is hitting and getting to disgrace pitchers and pregame hype speeches. They get me going.
Just the amount of fun I get to have. Just kind of like you get to forget everything else and just be yourself, so that's really nice.
I've played softball since I was about 4 years old. Most of my life, basically ever since I could pick up a ball and play. I've been playing t-ball and rec softball and then club.
It was definitely really special, especially because, I didn't really get to play that much that night, but then I just got to play the last few seconds of the game and made a big impact, so that was definitely special.
So what do you guys even do here?
Andy, why are you still here?
We run the Overland Parks and Recreation Department. We are servants to the people and run the funnest part of the greatest town in the world.
That's what's up. So you guys organize things like that softball game I was playing in earlier?
That was my department.
So I was thinking, right, what if I expanded my advertising to a more rock and roll type audience?
So what were you thinking, man?
Something like football.
UVNW football captain Jack Hungerford has always had a love for athletics and competition, and when it came down to choosing what sport he would play after high school, the only answer was football.
My dad was a soccer player, but he always told me soccer and football, and then I like football more than soccer, so I just stuck with it. I first started playing in first grade flag, and then once I got to third or fourth grade, I played tackle. It doesn't matter how small or if you're not talented enough that you can still make it, you can still put in the effort and play your hardest and be the hardest working player.
Jack's always just had a real nose for the football, and he's a football player. But I think his ability to dictate to other people and help those around him and on the team and get him in the right spots, I think is where he's really shown growth in the last 2 years.
Jack's a very hard worker. He's been very quiet, but he's a guy who loves to compete. So kind of watching him develop a competitive spirit and see what he brings to all the teams he's on has been fun to watch.
A lot of people started really following him a lot more as the season progressed because defensively, he's just a powerhouse. He's a great linebacker, and I think a lot of people want to be like him.
Hungerford will go forward to play football at Benedictine in the fall, taking with him the knowledge he has learned from participating in basketball and football over the past 4 years.
Over the years, just playing with the guys I've known since elementary and middle school, he met some new guys in high school, and just playing with them, making relationships with them. I've always wanted to go play college something, and I finally figured out I want to play college football, and then Benedictine gave me an opportunity and I took it.
I think he's got a great future ahead of him. One of those things will be, where does he fit best in Benedictine's scheme, and is he going to be playing linebacker? Will he play safety? He's multiple enough to where he can do those things and have an early impact he could kick and punt or whatever they need him to do. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife of all the things that a football player can be. So he's going to have opportunities to have a lot of success in a program that competes at the national level.
I think Jack will continue to work and continue to improve. I think he'll find out just like like everybody else, that there's good players at the next level and you have to be able to compete. I think his work ethic has something that may set him apart from other people, so I really look forward to him having a good career.
Benedictine's getting one of the best players in the state of Kansas, no doubt. He could play anywhere if he really put his mind to it, but they're going to win a national championship, if not a few, with him on there.
Hungerford will continue to pursue football as far as he can and push through any odds that he may be faced with. This is Ryan Blank in Marion County, NIA for Husky Headlines.
Hey, what's up? I play music too. I also got these casts off yesterday because I tripped on grass at a park. I broke my legs a lot, so.
I don't care, go away.
Okay, I have this band. We're called Mouse Rat. I write the songs, I made up the name, and we're really, really good.
I promise, son, I don't care about you or your music.
Okay, well, we're trying to play at a lot of places, so I was thinking maybe I could open for you guys sometime. We could get in a little bit, you know.
That would be a no.
Okay, I think you should keep thinking about it.
Son, go find somebody to help you pick that up.
Well, I know someone super helpful.
Senior Jack Holmes has made more than just connections in his connections class, but rather friendships he will never forget.
I started helping out with them because I just kind of want to be more involved in school instead of just sports like football and wrestling. I want to do more, just help it out and see where I could enjoy it. And connections class and 102 was the place to be.
I met Jack when he was a sophomore, and he was just a really good, reliable kid, and you could tell he really cares about everyone, especially people with special needs. He's got a really big heart for people of all abilities.
With his time in the connections class, Holmes has built a strong bond with one of his classmates, senior Keith Newman.
The person that I've been known the most is probably Keith Newman. We went to middle school together, and then we went to freshman all 4 years. We just hung out a lot, and I think we've just grown to be better friends throughout the 4 years of high school.
I met Chuck
when I was little.
I was very little.
The impact that he's had on me is just showing me, enjoy the moment. You're not going to get that back. He just always has a good time no matter what's going on.
Their relationship is super special. They're very close to each other. They always joke around. Jack treats Keith as nothing different. They're just best friends.
I think that Jack's relationship with Keith has made him more patient, and I think Keith really looks up to Jack, and he's learned just a lot of great social skills and manners and how to be successful out in the community from Jack, because they spend a lot of time together, not just in school, but also out in the community.
During Holmes' time in the connections class, he has not only had an impact on students around him, but has also learned more about himself.
I have really enjoyed getting to know Jack over the last 3 years because he has given me just a lot of confidence and passion in our peer mentoring program, just that there are good people in this world that want to spread kindness and inclusion to others, and I am thrilled that people like Jack exist because they're making the world a better place.
I've learned throughout my whole high school career, just enjoy everything you can, don't take anything for granted, just do the best you can, and I'll get you where you need to go. I think it's gonna be hard, not hanging out with him when I go off to school. I don't know, he's just always full of energy and ready to go. But I'm sure, I'm gonna try and come back and just hang out with him as much as I can.
Holmes plans to go to K-State and pursue a degree in agricultural business. This is Jillian Atterbury and Abby Laux signing off for the last time for Husky Headlines.
Hey man, I found somebody to help.
Please, son, just let me play in peace.
Look, dude, I don't know you, and I literally just met you today, so I'm not sure why I'm here.
Have I told you about my band yet?
Yes, I know about Rat Mouse and all the good stuff you guys do.
Did I tell you about my new song?
I prefer to keep my eardrums intact.
It's called 5,000.
Andrew, enough! You are not qualified, and neither is your band to play any music of any sort.
Okay, man, well, you're missing out on my songs.
Wait, do I know you from somewhere?
Have you been to any of my concerts?
Don't you play at the Kaufman?
Since the 5th grade, senior Max Rush has played the bass through his school's orchestra programs and various other ensembles. Through the years, his talents have helped him make a name for himself across the state.
He actually started on violin, and Miss Klinkenberg, who was the teacher at Oak Hill Elementary with me, we were both like, you know what, Max would do really well on bass, so we decided to switch him after his first year of playing.
I wanted to start because they did a demonstration with all the instruments, and I just thought it was something really cool, and it was something I'd never experienced before, and I wanted to try it. I liked the new kinds of ideas it kind of brought into my life and the new people I could meet through it. When I was in the 7th grade, my first strings teacher told me that I would be successful if I wanted to pursue this in college, and that kind of gave me the confidence to really put myself out there and try to be as good as I could be.
I started to notice that Max was very motivated and talented
probably his sophomore and junior year. I knew he was talented and motivated, and then there's the whole issue of like learning to practice and how you teach yourself. And he really started to get good at that during his junior year. And so the motivated student will go way beyond what the teacher's giving him.
My favorite thing about being involved in music is the kind of people I get to meet. I've met people from all over the country and all the festivals or music camps that I've been to, and I've played in orchestras with people from all over the world, and it's just been something I've never been able to experience doing anything else.
Alongside his love for the instrument, Rush has also received numerous scholarships and awards for his playing.
He's had some opportunities to do some things that a lot of people don't. The other thing, he takes a lot of initiative. He contacts the top people to know who to take lessons with. So he's reached out and been accepted by people to take lessons, not only locally, but all over the United States.
I was one of 2 bass players to receive the full tuition scholarship to the Interlochen Arts Camp, which is worth about $11,000. So that was a 6-week-long orchestral program, and we put on a concert every week. So we had 5-6 days to learn 2 hours worth of music, which was intense. It was the most invigorating musical experience I've ever had in my life. But I learned so much about music and so much about other people around the country. And I made a lot of good connections with other bass players my age, which really helped me through this process and getting into music schools.
What I'll remember most about Max as he heads on to the collegiate world is Max coming in and seeing me during halftime when he had just finished a piece and he wanted that last little bit of advice to make it that much better. That's not something that many high school students do. Most of them, they go to their private lesson, they listen to the feedback from their private teacher. Max always wanted to go that one extra step.
He certainly challenged me as a bass teacher because he plays at the very, very top end of what I studied when I was a young player. And so I'll miss the challenge of trying to be ready for a lesson for Max every week because he's right on the edge of what top players, high school players, college players, and professional players do. So yeah, I'll miss him as a student.
I'm gonna miss Max Rush. He's a super talented kid and he's a great person. I know he's gonna do great things at whichever conservatory he ends up attending, and he will bring music to a different part of the world than our little Overland Park world.
Though his time in the Northwest Orchestra is coming to a close, Rush is prepared to pursue his goal of becoming a professional musician as he plans to attend the Cleveland Institute of Music. This is Ben Johnson and Peter Educate for the last time for Husky Headlines.
Okay, enough of all this. It's time to work on some personal priorities.
Tom, get your butt over here.
Wait, bye, Mr. Silver.
Hey, Andy, we need to talk.
About what?
I think we need to break up.
Why?
You're just not a very smart person, and I'm maturing, and your band name is Mouse Rat. Do you at least see where I'm coming from?
I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too, but I just think we need a break.
What?
My senior crush is James Avery.
James Avery.
Julia Wallace.
Julia Wallace.
Julia Wallace.
My senior crush is Julia Wallace.
Sam Sleaford.
Jay Lockness.
Luke Sutter. Luke Sutter.
My senior crush is Emma Kellogg.
Emma Kellogg. Emma Kellogg.
Emma Kellogg.
Emma Kellogg.
Emma Kellogg.
Tim Park. Timothy Park.
Maddie Nye.
Maddie Nye.
Maddie Nye.
Maddie Nye.
Maddie Nye.
Parker Noland. Andrew Wood. Andrew Wood. Andrew Wood.
Haley Bryant.
Ellie Kokide.
Sam Sleaford.
Jacqueline Serrati.
My name is Jacqueline Serrati.
And my name is Ella Perry.
And our senior crush is Grant Wood.
Grant Wood. Grant Wood.
Grant Wood.
Grant Wood.
Megan Schwartfeger.
Megan Schwartfeger.
Megan Schwartfeger.
My name is Christian Spitz, and my senior crush is Megan Schwartfeger.
Whoa, Christian Spitz.
Luke Anthony Vega.
Luke Vega.
My name is Luke Vega, and my senior crush is Rachel Heron.
My senior crush is Jack Wayforth.
Audrey Center.
Max Rush.
My name is Haley.
My name is Max.
My senior crush is Matthew Haight.
My senior crush is Olivia Lepp.
My senior crush is Olivia Lepp.
Connor Parrish. Connor Parrish. Connor Parrish.
Pandy Lau.
Taylor Fine.
I'm Pandy Lau.
And I'm Taylor Fine.
And our senior crush is Christian Braun.
Quinn Wiley.
Quinn Wiley.
Thomas Hastings.
Madison Kenny.
Preston Williams. Preston Williams.
Mackenzie Allen.
Nick Varner.
My senior crush is Miss Geenans.
Tyler Alexander.
John Michael Herman.
John Michael Herman.
My name is John Michael Herman. My senior crush is Keish McLaughlin.
Keish McLaughlin.
Keish McLaughlin.
Keish McLaughlin.
Keish McLaughlin.
Keish McLaughlin.
Matt Latondras.
Peyton Potts.
Gracie Daniel.
Gracie Daniel.
Gracie Daniel.
Matt McBride.
Tommy Donovan.
Rahul Daniels.
Rahul Daniel.
Parker Larson.
Parker Larson.
Alyssa Nixon.
Andrew Campbell.
Andrew Campbell.
Danny Torgler.
My senior crush is Morgan Beamer.
JP Larson.
JP Larson.
JP Larson. Jackson Stremming.
Emma Benegas.
My senior crush is Oriana Bennett.
Ellen Bruce. Lauren Schmidt.
My senior crush is Mia Rathjen.
Mia Rathjen.
Devin Olson.
Piper Evans.
The man.
The myth.
The legend.
Ryan Michael
Blank.
Lindsay Collier.
Lindsay Collier.
My senior crush is Jack Hungerford.
Ian Rathie.
Nick Elms.
Shelby Simpson. Porter Harold.
Both center twins.
Max Zimmerman.
Ben Bevel.
Katie Winholtz.
Noah Shepker.
Taylor Center.
Jack Holmes.
Caitlin Elston.
Megan Peters.
Megan Peters.
Megan Peters.
Drew Welch.
Mason Hokenadel.
Mason Hokenadel.
Audrey Peterson.
Jake Linden. Nathan Berger.
My senior crush is Becca Honeyman.
My name is Wyatt Bentiman, and my senior crush is Jeb Bush.
Great employees and Anne of the Overland Parks and Recreation Department, I have some exciting news. I have been elected as your newest city councilwoman. I am so excited to be Overland Park's newest councilwoman. It is such an honor to represent not only the Parks and Recreation Department, but the entire population of the city. My first action as city councilwoman is going to be to get all of the grass in all of our parks cut to an acceptable length.
I didn't even vote for her.
Congratulations, Leslie. I had full faith in you the entire time.
Thank you, Anne, you beautiful land dolphin. Never change.
I hoped you would fail,
April.
but congrats, I guess.
Good work, Leslie. I know you will do as well as those bureaucratic snakes in charge will allow you to do. You are a superb leader.
Senior Emma Benegas has been involved in a variety of activities, including marching band, student government, PEEPS, NHS, pep band, girls bowling, and cross country, which has diversified and improved her experience at Northwest.
Being involved in so many things has completely altered my entire life. I've met a ton of different people. That's how I've met all of my friends. I've grown and matured a lot as a person. I'm just totally different, and that's definitely because of the things that I've decided to be involved in.
I remember seeing her at Oxford Middle School playing the trumpet in the 8th grade band, and she was a leader in the classroom way back when. So it was really cool to watch her kind of come into a different type of leadership role.
One of the things that I think that stands out to me is just her confidence in her ability to lead and not feeling like she has to be on the sideline or she has to be second fiddle. She has something that people want to follow, and I think she's gone into that with confidence. I don't know if I would have said that 3 years ago, and so it's been really fun to see that maturity kind of come out in her.
I like doing a lot of different things because I think it challenges different parts of my personality and just who I am, and I learn a lot from each separate activity.
Throughout Benegas' different leadership opportunities, she has formed close relationships with a variety of unique people.
With everything that I've been involved in, it's definitely helped me make relationships with people. That used to be really hard for me, and I know that that's something that I'll have to do later on in life. It's also taught me a lot of how to work with people who don't have the same personalities as me and don't have the same leadership styles as I do. That's something that everyone has to work with, and something, again, that I used to struggle with, but I've found a way to embrace it and a way to use that to make the team stronger.
Emma is a good friend and leader because she can adjust her mood to make you feel more comfortable, like telling even your deepest, darkest secrets around her, just so that you can feel more relaxed. And she also has this way of making you feel better with her sense of humor, just because she is approachable and she's accountable, knowing that she'll always be there for you no matter what.
Emma is the kind of person who will take the long list of things on her plate and push through them. She's not a person who will shy away from any kind of duty, even if it means staying up late or getting up early. She's the first person in our band room every morning when it's marching season.
Despite having a multitude of responsibilities in and out of the building, her passion for each activity has kept Benegas going strong.
Being involved in so many things has cut down on my time, and that's not just time to perform well in school, but that's time to just take for myself. And I know for majority of my high school career, I struggled a lot with my mental health, and that's always been something that has been really important to me. And especially this year, I've put a lot of emphasis on making myself better so I can make other people better.
I don't think her being more involved in the school takes away from her quality of work, because she is so passionate about leadership that she delegates her tasks in a way that everything's going to get done at 100% effort level.
Through her consistent passion and drive, Benegas will leave a strong example of leadership and camaraderie at Northwest. This is Riley Beach and Allie Brenneman leading the way through this story for Husky Headlines.
Okay, now that the election is over, I feel like I have so much to do and so many plans and so little time.
Okay, well, I'm gonna head to my office.
Okay, big guy.
What did you just call me?
He called you an idiot.
April, I didn't.
No, but I did.
Guys, Ann broke up with me, so I've been living in this pit thing.
You and Ann broke up?
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Andy, why are you here?
Pit got boring.
Okay, we need to get back to work. We need to plan our next county fair.
We have a county fair?
Now we do.
Wow, this stuff looks boring. Oh.
Leslie, just let me know what we need to do.
I have such great friends. I'm so happy with what we've accomplished, and I'm so excited to start a new chapter in my life with these people.
Where's my meat cooker?
That was a meat cooker? Oh, jeez, Ron. I was using it to make Gail some patties and it shorted out. I can buy you another one. One.
Gosh darn it, Jerry.
Mouse Rat is my band, and we're really good. I'm glad we all know our lines.
Why are you giving it? Sorry.
Come on!
Ma'am, can you please show me where the overgrown grass is?
I was using it to make some Gail. I don't think that's the throw.
Cool if you change your name to something like Leslie Nope or Nope.
If you.
Ryan, focus!
Hey, focus up.
Why are you throwing stuff?
Stop!
Who threw something?
Peter would probably mess it up, honestly.
Everyone be quiet!
It's kind of rude.
I just have
The softball game I was playing in.
Yeah.
My family's only pair of crutches. Okay.
Well, it's okay. He's only doing one, so.
Wait.
Let's film this ice.
Shut up.
Let's film this IGTV style. Okay.
Congratulations, Leslie. I forgot what my line was.
I had full faith in you the entire time.
Okay. Congratulations,
The light
Leslie.
still wasn't going.
Okay.
I've not told you. How long does it take you to hit a button?
Red light was on.
The great city of Overland Park, but the entire population of the city. My first action as city council.
Like that. You guys looked at me like I was an idiot.
No, it was,
are.
it was
No,
funny,
it was just
do
that
it.
one woman.
Guys, oh shoot. Guys, my mic fell off.